All right. Good evening, everyone. This is Anthony Baxter, and we're going over part 10 of characteristics of a leader. All right. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It's been a long day today, so sorry a little bit late. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get things going. So, as I stated last week, this week we're going to be talking about coachability. Coachability. Are you coachable? That's the question. Are you coachable? Do you have the ability to listen to feedback and take it on board, or do you tend to get defensive when people point out areas where you could improve? Where you could improve. Sorry about that. Let me take care of this real quick. Right. Okay. Give me 1 minute here. All right. We don't need this telephone going off. All right. There we go. All right. So, are you one that can take constructive criticism and apply it to your life? Or do you get defensive when people point out areas where you can improve? If you want to be successful as a leader, okay, you must be coachable. You must be. The only way to improve in who you are and what it is that you're doing, whether it's in your career or whether it's in your marriage, okay, you have to be coachable. Many of us walk around so pridefully, feeling like our stuff doesn't stink. Now, God stated in his word, he hates pride. So if he hates pride, that means that it's not a good thing. So why be prideful? Let's look at the definition of pride. Pride is a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements, the achievements of those with whom one is closely associated, or from qualities or possessions that are widely admired. So you have individuals today, they have the cars, they have the clothes, they have the jewelry, and they're prideful. You have those that have a lot of talent in the career path in which they're going, and they're prideful. They don't want to listen to constructive criticism that will be able to carry them to a whole nother dimension or stratosphere. Okay. So, with this type of attitude, there's no way to elevate in your craft or your personal life. Now, marriages, we are to live with our mates and to assist our mates into becoming better, to help them be the best that they can be. But if our mates are not coachable, they're not going to receive the information and the wisdom that you may have to assist them to elevate and go higher in those things in which they're purposed to be. Purpose to be. So let's look at this. What is coachability? I wrote this in my book. Okay, let's get there. Coachability. All right. So, coachability is the ability to listen and accept criticism with a receptive attitude. With a receptive attitude. It's about being open to criticism and willing to change your behavior or method to improve. There's a saying that say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, that's a lie. It's just a point of if you're coachable or not. Coachable leaders are always learning and growing. They understand that there is always room for improvement and are willing to work to make the changes. So, my question to you is, are you willing to make the necessary changes from the constructive criticism that may be given to you? Many of our supervisors may come up to us and they say, hey, you did this way, but this is the way it needs to be done. Or you did it this way, but maybe this way would be a better way of doing it. but we don't want to hear it because we think we know best. You know, I remember when I was going to AA and NA meetings, they would say pride is like, who are you to tell me? Don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I am? I know this. You can't tell me nothing. See, that type of attitude is not going to allow you to receive what other individuals may have for you to receive. The Bible says wise people seek wise counsel. So that wise person is coachable enough to seek wise counsel to get the information that they need to be a better leader, to be a better leader. Okay. Coachability also demonstrates a leader's willingness to be vulnerable and accountable. So when you're vulnerable, you're putting out there that, hey, I don't know everything. I don't know everything. And if I mess up, I'll take accountability for that mess up. You see, we're talking about leaders. We're talking about leaders, characters of a leader. Okay. Now, question, do you influence people as a leader? Do you influence people? Are people attracted to you because of how you influence them? Do you attract people by being an influencer? Okay. So in my book, I wrote this. A leader is someone who others consistently follow. A leader has influence. People are naturally attractive to influence. They want to be around people who have it, and they want to follow people who have it. The more influential a leader is, the greater potential for that leader to make things happen. People with influence can get things done. They can get other people to help them achieve their goals and objectives. Now, one of the things that I'm seeing today, and I'm going to use the hip hop industry, we have a lot of individuals that are influencing uh, uh, people through their music. But what I come to find is as they are great influencers, they're being used by, I would say, the powers that be to lead people in a direction or way that is not healthy. That is not healthy. Okay. So you could be a great influencer, but what you're influencing those that are following you to do, is it healthy or is it not? In the streets, you got that major player, that dope man, whatever the case, and he's influencing those in the community to do what he does. You see what I'm saying? It's not a great influence, not a great influence. But then you have individuals that have big hearts and are doing great things for the community to lift up the community and make it a better place. Those are the type of people that we need to be following. We're talking about leaders here. We're talking about leaders, okay? So, okay, I'm gonna go on to read this. I wrote this another paragraph speaking about being an influencer. Leaders with influences are also coachable. They are open to learning from others. They realize they don't have all the answers and can always learn from those around them. This coachability is essential for leaders because it allows them to continue growing and developing their skills and abilities. Leaders who are not coachable quickly become stagnant and eventually lose their influence. So, if you want to be a successful leader, you must remain coachable throughout your life. Only by remaining open to learning and growing will you be able to achieve your full potential. Only by remaining open and learning and growing will you be able to achieve your full potential. Understand that God has given us all a purpose. He's given us all a purpose, and he's given us the ability, uh, the attributes and talents that we need to fulfill that purpose. And so, in that, sometimes you must continue to learn, continue to search out the things that you need to for your craft, your career, and even in marriage. Because again, like I stated, each individual must be coachable, because in a marriage, it's our relationship. I will use that as well. You must be able to pull out the best in one another. And if an individual is not coachable, they're not going to receive what it is that you have for them to take them to the next level. So remain coachable. Don't be prideful. Don't be prideful. We're going to talk a little bit about mentorship, because mentorship is the key to leaders being able to reach their full potential. To reach their full potential. In my book, I wrote this. In addition, mentors can help leaders to develop new skills and improve their decision making abilities. This is because mentors have a wealth of experience and knowledge they can share with their mentees. By having a mentor, leaders can benefit from the mistakes that the mentor has made in the past and avoid making them themselves. Mentors can also help leaders to see things from a different perspective and to understand the impact of their decisions on others. This is critical for leaders, as they may see the big picture and understand how their choices will affect those they lead. Listen, we as leaders, we don't know everything. We just don't. And being a leader, you must make decisions on the fly at times, to where your plate can be pretty full. But if you have a mentor to bounce things off of, you can make sure that you're making an educated decision, not an emotional decision. There's a big difference between an educational decision and the emotional decision. Have you ever been in a position to where you're stressed out and you got things coming from all different ways, and here comes somebody and you're having to make a decision? Now, most of the time in making the decisions, we're looking at, we're in our emotions, we're already frustrated. So, what happens a lot of times is we can make the wrong decision. But when we're able to take a little time, maybe contact that mentor and throw what has been thrown at you at them, it will assist us in making the right decision. And if it's a work decision, to prosper the job. If it's a relationship decision, to prosper the relationship. Because we all want to elevate, we don't want to deflate. Is that you feel what I'm saying? All right. So, in that, for those that are new to this, having a mentor, how would you go about picking a mentor? So I wrote this in my book. When choosing a mentor, leaders should look for someone with experience in their field and to whom they feel comfortable talking to. They should also choose someone they respect and have their best interest at heart. By finding a mentor who meets these criteria, leaders can set themselves up for lasting success. For lasting success. So, your mentor, it could be, a family member, but just someone that has the knowledge, that has been there, the experience in what it is that you're needing to be mentored on, whether it be work, whether it be a relationship, whether it be marriage, whatever it is. The Bible says a wise man seeks wise counsel. A wise woman seeks uh, wise counsel. So you want to make sure that the individual in which you are seeking counseling from has the experience, maybe the life experience, because you learn a lot through individuals who have the life experience, that they'll be able to take you and give you wisdom to where you won't make the mistakes that maybe they have made in their past. In their past. Now, I want to go over 5 reasons why it's important as a leader to be coachable and have a mentor or coach to help grow and develop. Okay, if you have a paper, I would recommend write these down because, you know, this here, and as it says in the word again, wise people seek wise counsel. So we want to make sure that as we are coachable and we're looking for a coach or a mentor to assist us in growing in the areas in which we're looking to grow, that we pick someone that will take us to that next level. So, number one, it says this: the fast track to greater success is learning from those who have gone before you and incorporated the best parts of their strategies. Instead of starting at square one, a good coach will help you leapfrog to a higher level. A coach will use their past successes and failures as well as their education to help you avoid time consuming and costly pitfalls. And that's what we want to do. We want to avoid the pitfalls. We want to leapfrog from 1 to 5 and from 5 to 10, and this is what a coach or a mentor is able to assist you with because they've been there, they've done that, they've made mistakes, they've had successes. So they're able to give you the wisdom that you need so that you can catapult into that next stratosphere that you're trying to get to. All right. Number two, effective leaders can have a clear vision for their goals, but they might not know how best to approach the steps that will get them there. A coach can help guide you in your career path and point out previously unknown resources or offer new ideas on what directions would work well with each individual ability. So for me, I'll use me for example. I got into running transitional houses and I got a consultant, a mentor, and a lot of I had no clue. I just thought, hey, you get a house, get some people in it, and hey, it's a great thing. You got money coming in that. But there's a lot more to it. And what he did is he helped me to understand the little things, because the little things are what makes up the bigger things, you see. So I was able to learn what I needed to do. I was able to learn a little bit about how to promote the house. I was able to learn about contracts with agencies, all these type of things that has allowed us to stay up and running for almost 2 years now. So it's very important that, again, you have, uh, well, like I say, I had a clear vision, but I didn't know how I was going to get there. So if you have a vision, find a coach or a mentor, someone that has been there that can lead you down the right path. Okay. Number three, we all have routines and it can be easy to get stuck in that same pattern. We might repeat the same actions or approach each challenge with similar thinking, which leads us to go nowhere fast. A good coach will help lift you out of stagnation so your efforts are not wasted, but instead put towards achieving something new and innovative. Again, we were talking about you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Okay. That's a myth. Okay. That's not true. If you are coachable, you can learn something new no matter how old you are, you see. And in that, because I know for myself, anything that we do, as we climb, we're going to hit a ceiling. And when we hit that ceiling, a coach is able to assist us to find the crack in that ceiling to go through to reach the next level because of the wisdom, because of the knowledge, and because they've been there, they've hit that ceiling. So they're able to assist you in letting you know how they were able to overcome that so you can carry on in your elevation, reaching your purpose and your destiny. All right. Number four, networking is powerful, and it's important to make sure you're always building your network. A good coach can help connect you to other influential people that can be beneficial not only to your career, but also to your personal life. Understand this. A lot of what we're talking about has to do with, maybe your career, um, if you're in politics, or whatever the case may be. But it's also going to help you in your life. It's also going to help you in your life. These things that you learn, from your job, a lot of that stuff you can implement in your life. Being a sales manager for years, it helped me to learn how to sell myself, to get a job, how to uh, uh, sell something that I may have wanted from someone in my family or a mate. You know what I mean? So you can use a lot of the things that you are learning from your for your job or your career and implement a lot of that stuff in your life. Implement a lot of that stuff in your life. Last but not least, number five, coaching is a great way for individuals to define their career goals in an organized or effective manner. With the assistance of a coach, you can develop a roadmap that will help you achieve both short term and long term objectives. Both short term and long term objectives. I'm hoping that you guys can really see the benefit of having a mentor or a coach. You know, again, we may have a lot of talent, we may have a lot of skills, but it doesn't mean that we know everything. We're going to hit ceilings, we're going to hit roadblocks. How do we deal with those things? And see, a coach will be able to assist you on how to overcome the roadblock, how to squeeze through that ceiling to get to the next level. We don't know everything. And I can't stress that. We don't know everything. What's the opposite of pride? Humility. Okay. So we must stay humble as we are moving forward in our career goal or in our relationship. Because again, in a relationship, our job to one another is to bring out the best in one another. A lot of people would say, I see you, I see you here, or I see you there. And so what they do is they do the best they can to try to assist you to get to that place. But if you're not coachable, you're prideful, you're going to turn down the nuggets that they're trying to give you to get to that next level. And who does that hurt? Only you. Only you. Here, I'm going to run down some scriptures real quick that will solidify uh, 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 how coaching and mentoring is key to your success. So, here are four scriptures that highlight the importance of mentorship. Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 22 says this: without counsel, plans fail, but with many adversities, they succeed. That's one. We can go to Proverbs 19 and 20. It says this: listen to advice and accept instruction, that you may gain wisdom in the future. That you may gain wisdom in the future. Here's another one from Proverbs in Proverbs 20 and 5. It says this: the purpose in a man's heart is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. Ooh, that's deep. A man with understanding will draw it out. And last but not least, number five, and I'm quite sure many of you are familiar with this: It says in Proverbs 27:17, iron sharpens iron, and one man or one woman sharpens another. So we need one another to be able to hit that place and that purpose that we were presented or we were given. Again, as I said in one of the other podcasts here, is, God has given us a purpose. He's given us a purpose, and we are all here to help one another reach that purpose. There's no room for pride. No room for pride. All right. So, assessment questions. Got 5 questions for you now. This is for you. Try to answer these honestly. I don't need to know. This is between you and God. Listen. Number 1, do you have a mentor or coach? Why or why not? Why not? Number 2, how would you describe your level of coachability? Are you coachable? Can somebody come and give you constructive criticism and you take it, look at it, apply it to be better? Number 3, what are the benefits of being coachable? I think we went through a lot of them. What's the benefit of being coachable? And number 4, what are the benefits of having a mentor or coach? What's the benefits? How would you benefit in having a coach or a mentor assisting you? And last but not least, number 5, what do you think are the best ways to find a mentor or coach? What's the best ways? Now, if you go through the chapter here in my book, and if you haven't purchased my book, you can go online. Amazon.com carries my book. It's called Characteristics of a Leader. You can put that in and then put my name, Anthony Baxter, behind that in a search, and it'll pull it right up for you. Okay. So again, coachability. We all need to stay coachable. We all need to know that we don't know everything. And there's a vast, a deep sea of information that is still waiting for you and I to receive on whatever path you're on, career path or whatnot. There's a lot of information that we need to tap into. And sometimes the only way we can tap into that information is through someone else, someone that's been there, someone that's done that. Well, I hope you guys have received something that will help you to grow in your leadership. Next week, we will be, we won't be podcasting next week. I have an engagement that I need to attend that is on a Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, we're going to be going over humility and the importance of being a humble leader. I know a lot of us deal with a lot of prideful leaders. They don't want to listen. You have a great idea. They don't want to listen. You, you try to warn them about something. They don't want to listen. Humility is so key in being a great leader. So tune in, not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. And we'll be at you with tools that'll help you to become a better leader and be more of a humble leader. Until then, know this, that God loves you, and so do I. Be blessed. See you then.